So what if you could build a business empire that runs itself? I'm not just talking about one company, but a whole ecosystem of them, all working together, around the clock, 24/7, with almost no hands-on management. It sounds like science fiction, right? Well, today we're going to deconstruct the actual blueprint for a system just like that.
The big idea here, the core mission, is just incredibly ambitious. It's about building this multi-company enterprise that basically runs on autopilot. The whole design is meant to generate revenue from e-commerce, software, even physical assets, all synchronized to work like a single, incredibly powerful machine.
All right, so here's how we're going to break this whole thing down. We're going to look at 5 key parts. First, we'll start with the legal structure, the foundation of everything. Then, we'll check out the companies that actually make the money. After that, we'll see how it's all designed to scale using partners. And finally, we'll wrap up with the biggest lessons you can take away from this model.
Okay, first things first. Before you can even think about building an empire, you have to build a fortress. And this entire strategy, I mean all of it, hinges on a super robust legal architecture designed for one thing above all else: safety.
You know, this analogy isn't just some clever phrase. It's the absolute core philosophy here. Every single business unit is its own separate watertight compartment. So if one of them fails, or let's say gets hit with a lawsuit, the damage is completely contained. The rest of the ship, the rest of the empire, it just sails on, totally unharmed.
And this is exactly how those compartments get built. It's a 3-tier system. Way up at the top, you've got Tier 0, which is a family trust. Think of that as the ultimate vault, right? It's there to protect the owner's personal assets and make sure there's a smooth succession plan for the future. Below that, Tier 1 is the central holding company. This is the entity that owns everything else. And then finally at Tier 2, you have all the individual companies, each one doing its own specialized work.
It all comes down to this one principle: liability isolation. By legally separating all the businesses, the ecosystem can take on some pretty high-risk ventures in one area without ever jeopardizing the core assets in another. It's a framework for really aggressive growth, but it's built on a foundation of extreme caution.
So the fortress is built. Now, what's actually inside? Well, these are the revenue engines. 3 core companies that are like specialized tools, each one designed for a very, very specific job. First up, you've got PNW Solutions. This is the tech brains of the whole operation. It provides high-end tech consulting, and it builds these white glove or totally done-for-you e-commerce businesses for clients. But here's the secret sauce. It's software as a service model. It takes powerful existing software like big marketing platforms, rebrands it as its own, that's called white labeling, and then sells it to its clients. This creates a recurring revenue stream that it completely controls. Pretty smart.
But of course, an e-commerce empire has to actually move physical products around. And that's where KSK Industrial comes in. It's the logistics muscle. It handles all the warehousing and order fulfillment. So when a client makes a sale, doesn't matter if it's a direct-to-consumer dropshipping order or a huge B2B wholesale shipment, KSK Industrial is the engine that picks it, packs it, and ships it. It's the physical backbone that makes all the digital sales real.
And then you've got the stability player, KSK Operations. This company diversifies the revenue completely away from the digital world. It holds a portfolio of automated physical assets, like vending machines and ATMs. Their only job is to generate steady, passive cash flow to fund the more experimental parts of the empire. It basically acts as a financial shock absorber.
Okay, so you've got the structure, you've got the core businesses, but how in the world do you scale all of this without hiring a massive team? Well, the answer is pretty clever. You turn outsiders into insiders through a really powerful partner program. The ecosystem basically offers 3 different ways for partners to get involved. If you have no money to put down, you can join the affiliate program and just earn commissions. If you're a creator, you can launch your own branded products with their help. And for investors who want a business handed to them, the White Glove service offers a complete turnkey operation. And the goals for that top-tier program, they are crystal clear. This system is designed to build a business for these White Glove partners that targets $10,000 to $15,000 in monthly revenue. And that's within the first year. It makes the whole value proposition feel very, very real.
And that revenue isn't just based on guesswork. Oh no, the strategy is super data-driven. It's all about targeting high-performance product categories on these massive marketplaces like Temu. I mean, you can see right here the categories like hardware and home maintenance have these crazy high alignment scores, and that's exactly what guides where all the e-commerce efforts are focused.
And for every single new store, there's a clear 90-day playbook. Month 1 is all about getting products out there and just grabbing as much traffic as you can. Month 2, the focus shifts to getting repeat customers, repurchases. And by month 3, it's all about expanding the product line. It's a systematic sprint to dominate the marketplace.
Okay, so we've seen the architecture, we've seen the engines, and the growth plan. But what are the big, actionable ideas that we can all take away from this entire blueprint? What's the master lesson?
It really boils down to 3 huge takeaways. First, integrate your plays. The real power here comes from these specialized companies all helping each other out. Second, build walls to stay safe. That watertight legal structure isn't just a good idea, it's non-negotiable. And third, diversify to win. Mixing digital, physical, and passive income streams is what creates real stability no matter what the economy is doing.
And here it is, a final, really powerful strategic insight that kind of ties this all together. The ultimate play here isn't just about providing services. It's about owning the technology that your clients depend on every single day. By white labeling that core software, you create a dependency, a business moat that makes your services incredibly sticky and almost impossible for a client to leave.
So this leaves us with a pretty big question, doesn't it? Is this intricate, highly automated ecosystem the future of how businesses will be built? Or is it just a machine that's become so complex with so many moving parts that it's always at risk of spinning out of control? That's definitely something to think about.